Hey guys, I went on a bit of an e.l.f. shopping spree. I have all different kinds of new things to try out and show you what is worth your money. And honestly, there's one thing in here that is the grand prize Pooba Scuba. It is the winner. It is the takeaway from this video of what you need in your life. I would not steer you wrong. Have I ever steered you wrong? I'm not. But there's something in here that's going to get in your car and it's going to steer you in the right direction. If you're interested, just kick back and look at this shirt. Ugh. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to start with the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Eye Cream. I have the face cream of this too, but honestly, the cream itself, the smell is a bit much. I don't care for the fragrance. I'm not sure if it's added fragrance or not, but I just don't like it. And I find that in this eye cream, it's a little less intense. So I'm just going to start with some of that because everything feels like Sahara Desert level dry under my eyes. I think we're getting into allergy season where I live because I've been sneezing a lot too, which is always attractive. So while that's absorbing in, I just want to take 2 seconds to talk about their primers. This is the one that everybody has lost their mind about, and I recently bashed it in a video. I think my issue with it, if I recall correctly, was the strong sunscreen smell. Well, that is still a thing with it. I do appreciate the glow it gives, especially under certain foundations that are more of a matte finish. So I'm still using this occasionally, not all the time. A little dab will do you. And then this is what's new to me in this one. It is the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. I tried their regular primer, the first one they came out with, and was not a fan of it. So I thought, let me see. You can tell that I've been into this a little bit. Let me see what this one does for me. And I found that I like this like on my nose and areas where my pores kind of show through a little bit more because it almost has more of like a filling in effect than just a regular cream primer does. So I'm just gonna go around my nose a little with that. My chin is a bit much for primer too. It seems like, well, it's not necessarily an issue with pores down here. It's more like foundation adhesion. So I was playing a couple minutes ago with another e.l.f. product. This is one of the shadows that I've picked up recently. It's a liquid shadow and it's super duper glittery. I thought I got it all off, but as I'm looking in a close-up mirror, everything, like there's like random little bits of glitter. Now I'm gonna take that Suntouchable, the first primer I talked about, and just go in with a little of it on my forehead and cheeks. Everything else we hit with the Luminous Putty. Okay, for foundation, I finally bought one of the e.l.f. Camo CC Creams. So this is something I'm hearing a lot about, but I have not found a CC cream that I like since back in the day. CoverGirl used to have one like 15, 20 years ago. That was really amazing. And then believe it or not, Garnier made one for a while, and it was just like a lotion and a foundation combined, and it was perfection. I can't find that anymore. I'm not looking for it anymore. I want to try new things. So I gave this a try. This is supposed to be a dupe for the IT Cosmetics CC cream, which I do not care for. Now here's the problem with this one, and I'll show you. This one is in the shade Fair 125. Oh my gosh, I'm finding more glitter. Please stop. Please stop. The reason I wasn't a huge fan of the IT Cosmetics one is it just basically something to do with the texture just didn't feel nice on my skin. I don't feel like it smooths out well. And I don't know what all the hubbub was, but that's kind of the case a lot with some of the stuff that I've come across in my days of collecting makeup. So I thought, let me go ahead and try this. And I ordered it online and it was way too light. Who is successfully picking foundations online, and what is your secret? Because I am not aware of it. So I take something that, now granted this is not e.l.f., the NYX Born to Glow foundation. I think they stopped making this, but this is in a shade that's way too dark for me right now, but it has such a pretty glow to it that I'll just add, oop, there it is. I'll just add a little drop to this, mix it together, and it just deepens that e.l.f. CC cream just enough to be a better match for me right now. And I think the other thing with CC creams that you need to take into consideration is that they're supposed to be a lighter coverage. This doesn't look like light coverage to me. This is more of a medium coverage in my book. Now, I don't think you can tell on camera, but the way that this foundation mixture, to be fair, has gone on my nose over that Luminous Putty Primer, in the close-up mirror, it looks like it has just sunk into pores, and that's not a great look. What happens if I put more on? Maybe it does this all the time and I just haven't noticed it until now. Okay, so anyway, that's the foundation on. I just had to go over my nose area a little bit more. I'm not super pleased with how it looks close up, but it's not a deal breaker for me for the foundation, but it is for using that primer on my nose. And this, I think, might be the first time I've combined the two, so that's why I'm just now noticing that this is an issue. It is what it is. The other thing is you know, maybe it's the addition of the Born to Glow in there with it. I don't know. It's not bad. I will be able to wear it, and nobody's getting up that close to my nose. Okay, the other new product from e.l.f. that has been, it's been on shelves for a minute. This is the Halo Glow Setting Powder. It's just that it's new to me as of a couple months ago. And I like this for setting, especially under my eyes, but today we're going to use it over the whole face. This is in the shade Secret. It's a secret shade. It is in the shade Light. I'm going to just go under the eyes first with a puff. There's just some in the lid. And then I'm going to use a brush just to lightly dust it over the rest of my face. The other thing that I like to use this powder for, if it's a day that I'm not wearing eyeshadow, I'll set my eyelids with it too, just because it brings kind of a nice glow and it's not such a flat finish. I wonder what that'll do over my nose. I just am, all I see is pores. Everywhere I look, there's just pores. Okay, set the rest of my face with that powder, and now I'm going to go in with, I don't have a bronzer from e.l.f., but I do have, just to keep it drugstore, this is the Essence Contour. Taking just a little dab of it. I'm just shaking off the kind of the top layer. I'm just taking a little bit up here. And then I like to go in with that powder brush I just used and just take a little bit of the edge off of where I've just contoured or bronzed, whatever kind of powder I'm using that day, just to make it a little more natural looking. Now, I have tried those e.l.f. liquid blushes. I'll put in a picture here of the one that I tried, and my cheeks they just absorb liquid blushes. You cannot see that it's on there as soon as half an hour after application. So I've tried, I was gonna grab the one that I bought and have it in here to show you, but I think I threw it away because I got so frustrated with this. I'm just going in with the e.l.f. Always Rosy blush. This is a good go-to for me. And then I always like to dab a little bit above my forehead. And then again, with the remnants of what's left on that powder brush, just to tone it down a little bit, like not toning it down, but toning it down. You know what I mean? The little setting spray between layers secret. I talked about this in my last video and you guys even confirmed it for me. So thank you very much. Together we make an incredible scientific community. I don't have a brow product from e.l.f. other than the e.l.f. Soap Brow. I like a brow pencil or a brow pomade, and I have not found one from them that just really does the job, be it formula-wise or color-wise. I think mostly with e.l.f. it's color for me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do my brows real quick off camera, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so brows are on. I just use the Anastasia Dip Brow because I am an old school bee when it comes to that, and I absolutely love it and will never give it up. But I did save the e.l.f. Soap Brow for showing you guys how I do this. It's this little waxy business. It's basically just soap in there. You take a little bit of a setting spray or a priming spray works as well. Just give it a little squirt so you got some liquid going on. And then I take my Morphe brow brush. It's got the spoolie on one end, the little brush on the other. I will also spray the spoolie part with a little bit of that setting spray, and then you just lightly run it in there. If you're not familiar with soap brows, get that e.l.f. one. It's fantastic. It's just as good as the more expensive stuff. And then if you don't like it, if you don't care for the way, you know, that this performs for you, or you don't like the application, you're not out that much money because it's just e.l.f. So you just take it. I put too much on here, I can see already now. And you just brush through your brows with it, and you use this as your brow setting product. I was resistant to using soap brow for quite some time, and I don't know if it was just because I just didn't understand what it would do, or the idea of it being soap that I'm putting in my brows that was off-putting to me, but I just didn't. And when I saw that e.l.f. had one, this is the way to try it. And I feel like this gives a little bit thicker hold. I know that's not the right word to describe that, but it just does a better job at keeping my brows where I want them. My brows are sparse enough as it is. Now, if you wanted to really flatten your brows down, you can do that with this brush as well, but I just like to use it to get them to brush up once the soap product is in there, put them where I want them to be, and then I just go over the top and make sure nothing's sticking straight up. And I think that looks just fine. Next, I'm gonna talk about eyeshadows. This is the e.l.f. liquid eyeshadow. It's one of the new products that I've gotten from them, and I'm gonna swatch it so you can see, but I need to be really careful because this is what I keep spreading around everywhere. Listen, a little goes a long way. This has a really pretty shimmery effect. I'm not even gonna use my fingertip to spread the swatch. I'm gonna use a Q-tip because I'm not trying to get it everywhere. This particular shade ended up being a little bit more of a gold color than I wanted, but I do like to use it as a shadow topper. So if I have something, which I do, you're about to see, that I find is kind of minimalistic for when it comes to color and I want to like kick it up a little bit, this is what I'll put over it. This is e.l.f.'s No Budge Matte Shadow Stick. I ordered this, I think, online. I have not been able to find this in stores. But let me show you how nice this goes on. This is that perfect taupey shadow that you're looking for and just a real simple eyeshadow look for the day, and tapping it a little bit into your crease and you're done for the day. I find that this doesn't last necessarily for a full long day, but if you just need it like you're going out to dinner and you just want to throw together a quick look and you're not concerned about it lasting a particularly long time, this is a good product for it. I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Milani eyeshadow primer because, again, drugstore, excellent product, and I haven't got one from e.l.f. The drag on this is going to be a little bit more because I put that primer on. Now, sometimes I will see people actually using a brush to spread these. I don't find that that works well for me. I just go in with my fingertips and spread it around. Okay, so this is just a really light finish. I'm going in along my lash line and just applying a little bit more, making it heavier down here. You almost don't even need to dab this out. You can just kind of, I hate to say pencil it on, but it's essentially what you're doing where you want shadow and it just applies so nicely and evenly. And I'm dabbing all the way up to my eyebrow, but with less pressure the higher up I get. Okay, so that is the No Budge Matte. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of the liquid glittery messy business and I'm gonna go in with a brush and just take a little bit of the product onto the brush and just right in the middle. I'm just barely dabbing any product. And then I'm gonna flip the brush over the clean side and kind of spread it around the rest of my lid with the clean side. It's just giving a nice little depth and dimension to what's otherwise a really simple look. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just want to dress it up just a little bit. It's so pretty and it's not too much. Ugh, I love the way that that look comes together with the darker on the along the lash line all the way up to the brow, just dabbed out so nicely, and then just a little bit of pop on the eyelids. I hope that translates well on camera for you to be able to see. If not, I'm sorry for you. The next thing, I have been doing the no eyeliner look pretty regularly now, not just because I'm lazy, which I am, but just because I think it looks really nice and I always enjoy the way that my lashes look even longer when I do this look. So I've tried two e.l.f. mascaras and I gotta tell you, I'm just not. This is the e.l.f. Lash Extender mascara. Mine is in the shade brown and it's not horrible of the two that I've tried, but I have so many better ones that it's not really doing anything for me. And then I also tried the e.l.f. Big Mood Mascara. This one is a no. The wand, if you like this kind of fat wand, you're gonna really enjoy this. But this one I just find is such a mess going on. I'm gonna put one on each eye because I want you to be able to see how each of them perform. It's kind of the point behind doing a video like this, but just know that I'm gonna hate myself for the rest of the day over it. This is the lash extender side. It's supposed to be really delivering on length, and the other one is more of a volumizing. Okay, so one coat of the lash extender. And my thing with this is that after a couple of hours, it's almost like it thins out a little bit or just kind of fades. It doesn't look like you have any mascara on, or what you do have on is like a really natural sort of basic, not accentuating much. You don't know how to do mascara. Okay, so that is one coat of that. I'm gonna go in and do 2 coats of each so that it's a fair shake for you to be able to see typical application would look like. All right, and then I'm going to go through it with my lash comb. And I'm not doing mascara on my lower lashes because it's, like I said before, coming up on allergy season. My eyeballs will be watering. All right, the Big Mood going on my right side. It's already transferring onto my eyelid. So 1 coat of Big Mood over here on the side, 2 coats of the lash extender, and go back in again. A little fresh product on there and go back at it. This would probably be a good 2nd coat mascara only because of the brush style and how kind of bendable the bristles are. So by that I mean if you go in and do any kind of base mascara that you're not a huge fan of how it's turned out, you can go in with another kind of mascara over it to kind of give it a little more oomph, and this would be a good one for that, and that's probably what I'll just continue to use it for. Although as I'm sitting here looking in the mirror, it's probably gonna work for me just fine. It's just because you guys are watching. The other thing I do remember though, and I'm seeing now about this that I wasn't a huge fan of, is it's a little clumpy. I'm seeing all kinds of little specks throughout my lashes. That's 2 coats of each. I'll brush through with the comb. Okay, so that is the finished look for the eyes as far as mascaras go. So lash extender, Big Mood. I do feel like this one looks a little bit more voluminous and this one maybe a little less voluminous. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's just the application process for me. This one is okay, but the wear on it is not so great. So if you, again, only have something that you are only going to need to be made up for a little bit, okay, that one would be a good one to try for that. But honestly, why would you spend money on something that's only kind of eh? Now, this is probably my favorite thing that's new from e.l.f. that they just completely knocked it out of the park on. First is the e.l.f. Pout Clout Lip Plumping Pencil. I don't know that I really feel a whole lot of plumping from it. Mine is in the shade Busta Mauve. It goes on nice and creamy. I'm just going to do a little bit of this around the outside to bring it in the actual lip a little bit. And then the star of the show, you guys, this lip oil. This is a dupe for the Dior Addict lip oil. This is phenomenal. I can't tell you how comfortable this is. I've tried a couple different lip oils. This one is by far my favorite, and it goes on so nice and soft. The application of it, it just basically drives itself around your lips. What shade this is? I can't read it. Takes the keys to your car, gets in the driver's seat, and drives itself all around your mouth, and it is phenomenal. It has a gentle mint to it for like flavor, but it's not a plumping mint, and the color, like that's what really surprised me. It actually has, let me make sure I'm not putting this over eyeshadow product, especially that sparkle. It has some tint to it that shows up on your lips as this beautiful, soft, pretty, rosy touch of perfection. It is so comfortable, you guys. Like, I don't even want to put any more on the top of my hand because I don't want to run through it, but I'm definitely buying more of these, and I think this is my favorite thing from e.l.f. that I've tried, and I had a big e.l.f. haul that I bought. The first time I used that lip oil, I thought, oh, I had tried it in conjunction with that lip pencil, and I thought, oh, I clearly had spread the lip liner around over on top of my lips so that it looked like I had lipstick on, but it wasn't the liner, you guys. It was that oil. It was this really soft, pretty pink shade in that oil itself. It provides a lovely finish. It is so gentle on the lips, not tingling, not going to hurt you, not stingy, nothing like that at all. Just perfect comfort. The texture, the weight of it, everything, it's great. Now, it's a lip oil. It's not going to last throughout the day, but that's okay because you want to apply this several times. It's so good. I'm just going in with some of my Morphe setting spray because this is the GOAT. So this is my finished look with all of my new from e.l.f. stuff and a couple of the old favorites and a couple little extra things here and there because I didn't have some items along the way. But honestly, I think this is a really pretty look. I especially like the eyeshadow and the liquid shadow over it. It leaves such a nice, delicate, like, I wish you could see it in person. Like, don't come over, but I wish you could come over, but don't, because I'm not home. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please check out my other one I recently did on what's new from Wet n Wild. It's also got some really great bangers in it that you are going to love if your taste is anything similar to mine. And also remember to subscribe because it helps my channel for me to have more of you down there. And for me to have more of you down there? Whoa. Please subscribe. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it so I know that this is the kind of content you want me to bring to the table even more, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you guys have a really great day. Bye.